assembling of transforming resources and knowledge platform. It will also require a win-win arrangement. It is to achieve these goals that His Excellency set up the Economic and Investment Summit Committee. Keeping with its terms of reference, the committee studied all the previous efforts made in the same direction and blended these into composite strategy to help chart the pathway into the future. This summit is one outcome of the committee's outlook. Other outcomes of the committee's work include the review of the state incentive policy package, updating the investors handbook, which is here and we have made it available to every investor that is in Katsina. We have equally undertaken need assessment of 140 local entrepreneurs within the state, and we have provided all what they need, and they are here to partner, network with other investors that have come all over the world. And we have this, and we have circulated this to all the summit participants. In addition, the committee also undertook broad consultation with local and foreign investors, some of whom are happily represented here. The details of these will unfold in the course of the summit. The rallying call for the summit converges around the theme unlocking investment potentials for sustainable development. The theme underscores the understanding that all the elements required for sustainable development of Katsina State are available in this gathering: people, technology, and finance. The key is to bring them into a virtuous interplay that benefits everyone. And that is the overarching objective of the summit, to couple the aspirations and resources of the state to the broad resources platforms of the investing community from across the nation and the globe. The key summit objectives are to engage all the states and utilized and underutilized natural and human resources towards creating an efficient and prosperous state, create awareness of the state, new investment climate and policy thrust, create a robust platform for dialogue with potential investors. Revitalize the private sector for higher returns and employment generation, and enhance the visibility of the state as a viable investment hub, among others. The various strands of this summit are knit around government to business, business to business, and business to consumer. Immediately after the opening ceremonies, the technical session will commence and end tomorrow with a busy schedule of His Excellency, the Governor Aminu Bello Masari, who shall rub minds with the business community assembled to this end. The summit, which brought under this roof our friends and partners from across the globe, may well prove to be Katsina State's finest hour. We are confident that what is done today and tomorrow in this summit will echo in future generations. His Excellency, the Governor of Katsina State, Aminu Bello Masari, Dallatin Katsina, in his eloquent and greater detail, will tell you what the summit is all about. I cannot conclude these remarks without acknowledging with gratitude the hard work and commitment of members of this committee who work tirelessly day and night to ensure that this day comes to reality. On behalf of the Summit Committee, I thank His Excellency, the Governor of Katsina State, Aminu Bello Masari, Dallatin Katsina, for his unflinching support and total commitment for the cause of the ordinary citizen. I also wish to thank the President Muhammad Buhari for his commitment to the economic development of Katsina State and Nigeria, as demonstrated by his personal presence at this ceremony in spite of his very tight schedule. I am most grateful for all that are present here today, for taking the time to explore the huge potentials of Katsina State. Thank you.
That was the chairman, Katsina State Economic and Investment Summit, Alhaji Ibrahim Tukurji Kamshi, delivered his address. Now, the executive governor of Katsina State, Alhaji Aminu Bello Masari, is the next to deliver his speech at this August occasion.
Presidential candidate and general overseer later reigns assembly. Welcome you to this event.
Mr. President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
Still waiting for the introduction of the executive governor of Katsina State, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari. He is the next to deliver his speech. Still, the MC is trying to introduce the next speaker. The event is quite significant in the history of Katsina State because it is an event that may change the fortune of the state economically and to put Katsina State on a map of sustainable economic development through job creation and investment, especially in the area of agriculture. Now, the executive governor of Katsina State, Alhaji Aminu Bello Masari, there, coming to the podium to deliver his address. Now, His Excellency, the executive governor of Katsina State, Aminu Bello Masari, over there to deliver his keynote address at this particular event.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellency, the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, my colleagues, the governors of Sokoto, Kano, Kebbi, Zamfara, and the other governors here present, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our royal fathers, honorable ministers, representations, leaders of both Nigeria and the other international businesses, especially our own Alhaji Aliko Dangote, who has just arrived at Katsina, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, like the chairman of the investment committee said, let me stand on existing protocols because they are too numerous to call and mention by name. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Katsina State was created 3 decades ago. It is therefore time we took stock to determine how we have fared so far and to chart a new course for the future. When Katsina State was created in 1987, its population then was about 3.9 million, and life was less challenging. Now we are approximately 7.6 million by 2015 projections, with a predominantly youthful and vibrant population that is restless and eagerly demanding for space and inclusiveness. It is imperative, therefore, that we reframe our challenges and rethink through our responses and assess our delivery mechanisms to effectively map out and live up to the demands and aspirations of our times. Our generation of leadership faces radically different challenges from those which confronted the early custodians of our state. Accelerating change curve and the fast-paced technological revolution, the birth of the digital age, the power and danger of social media in the hands of the citizenry, the mineralization and the pervasiveness of destructive technologies, a very savvy and restless useful population that demands a space and participation in shaping its today and tomorrow, a world that has shrunk into a global, instant and intimate space. All these place against the background of a stagnant economic growth and development and a shrinking revenue base. These are the challenges of our time. Time being short, the task being enormous, we have to telescope delivery times vigorously, animate our work culture and systems to deliver on the vision of our founding fathers, because the generation neither brooks delay nor does it accept excuses. We are humble enough to realize that we could not do it all by ourselves, no matter how hard we try. Looking from within only identifies, clarifies, and simplifies our challenges, not necessarily beat them. We realize that we can only go so far alone and no more. We realize that is why we call on the investing community, local and global, to join us in this enormous but highly rewarding undertaking. To attract the best in breed firms and the best among peer companies in an investor's market where they are fettered by every forward-looking government, region and community, so as to lock into their critical resources to unlock their vast potential in the interests of their peoples and communities. We must make them offers that are commonly compelling. And then more, this will we understand what Katsina is bringing to the table. In 2015, the World Bank ranked Katsina State as 7th on the ease of doing business in Nigeria, ahead of Lagos, Kano, Rivers, and Cross Rivers. With this audacious ambition, we intend to jump 6 places and sit atop of the Nigeria ranking. In the mainstream global investment circles, Katsina State meets the sustainability as well as the risk-adjusted returns and the political risk rating that are fundamental requirements of economic growth. The state ranks 12th in the prevalence of micro, small, and medium enterprises, SME, density. The state was ranked 17th in the gross state product with an average per capita of $6,022. The government and people have injected a stream of social responsibility inputs in terms of time frame and structure of investment, making it one of the few northern states that bring genuine benefit to its people through investments guaranteeing maximum returns. According to Bureau of Statistics, Katsina State ranked as the 5th most populous in the country with a projected population of 7.6 million based on the 2006 census, with a growth rate of 3% per annum. Over 50% of this population are made up of young, agile men and women of between the ages of 15 and 64 years. This gives the state the advantage of sustainable workforce. It has an extensive border with the Republic of Niger, which links it all the way to North Africa through Libya and Algeria. It is linked by a good network of roads to large resource and population centers such as Kano, Kaduna, and Abuja. The state is ranked first in cotton production. We are working to fully exploit the cotton value chain to meet local demand and become a net exporter of the commodity after considerable value addition. Katsina State is already the second largest sugarcane producer in the country, and we intend to become the largest producer of refined sugar capable of meeting local consumption and export. The state The state is a major grain producing and marketing hub with large national and international markets strategically dotted across the state's international and local borders, linked to the various mega market centers in the country through a rich network of roads and rail. Large deposits of metallic and non-metallic minerals are found in the state. These include gold, iron ore, kaolin, feldspar, asbestos, silica, and gemstone, etc. We are part of the Kaji corridor, which links in on economically virtuous chain, a total of 11 states stretching from Lagos to Jibia in Katsina State. These are some of the values we bring to the table, and we seek to couple them together to the vibrant composite of critical resources that reside within the investor community. We intend to do more. We will inflame the investing spirit of our local entrepreneurs and get them ready to yoke with the local and foreign investors to put towards a prosperous future for themselves and the Katsina State. Our investing guests, therefore, should look forward to finding us an investor-passionate state that is robustly proactive in anticipating all possible investors' needs. A seamless network of policies, processes, a basket of incentives that are dynamic, a workforce that is animated to map the investors' needs and requirements and to swiftly meet them at their points of need. The would-be investor will not only find first-rate infrastructure shaped to fit every sector investors' needs, but also find people and processes tailored to fit his most changing needs to invest profitably, safely, and sustainably. Strategic sectors of investment in Katsina State. The following constitute the broad strategic sectors of investment in Katsina State: agriculture, soil minerals, hospitality and creative arts, power and property development. By highlighting these areas, the government hopes to create quick wins with huge, broadly spread benefits. We intend that by pointing out these as priority areas, broad-based wealth will be created through large-scale employment. We will support all investors, but we will give top priority to investors who take advantage of these priority areas. Their strong appeal to the government is that they offer the shortest route to both investor and the government, realizing their joint objectives of wealth creation through large-scale job creation. Katsina State's specific incentives to give attraction to our objectives are: the federal government offers attractive incentives to both local and foreign investors. As further attraction to the would-be investors in Katsina State, both local and foreign, the government offers the following state-specific investor incentives: micro and small-scale credit schemes to set up small-scale industries, provision of plots within the industrial area, provision of basic infrastructural facilities, reduction of amount charged on consent to mortgage land to the barest minimum, approval for processing and granting of certificate of occupancy for industrial purpose within a period of 30 days, 5-year tax holiday for new industries, availability of land on concessionary basis for the construction of both factories and staff quarters to any investor wishing to invest in the rural areas. Long lease on land for industrial development, fast-tracking the issuance of construction permits and the registration of property by investors, establishment of Katsina State One-Stop Investment Center to facilitate ease of doing business for the investors. Our vision for Katsina State is that of a proud, peerless state where every citizen is employed, enjoying a quality of life that surpasses the best state in the country. A state where the wealth is created and shared in a most inclusive manner, tapped from our people resources and our richly endowed natural resources. We see a highly industrialized state whose growth and development, while leaving no one behind, are underpinned by harmony between sustainable best practice in environment, clean and renewable energy that is locally, cheaply, and sustainably sourced. It is this animating vision of Katsina State and the enthralling journeys to it that I invite you to join us so that together we can deliver on this compelling vision in a way and manner that will make us stand tall with history. To this vision, we also bring a desperate passion, an acute sense of urgency, and the fierce sense of here and now, driven by the compelling nature of our current circumstances. That way, we would have not only actualized the vision of this great state, we would have also accounted for our stewardship during our moment with destiny. Then it may be said by later generations, they did their bit and they did not drop the ball. Finally, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor and privilege to introduce to you all in a booklet published by this government on the Restoration Development Plan 2016 to 2020, which is a comprehensive strategic plan for each sector of the economy with clear details of policy thrust, objectives, strategies, and targets were outlined. By the special grace of Allah and all things being equal, this plan is to cost for the period of 2016-2020 the sum of 697.752 billion naira. As you can see, we have a huge task ahead. We shall do our best to deliver on our promises, inshallah. As Mr. President leads us to declare this summit open, it is urgent to him laying symbolically the foundation stone for the state of our dreams, which stays true to the lofty expectations of our fathers while being worthy of our stewardship. May I display a sample of our development plan 2016 to 2020. I thank you very, very much for honoring this invitation. And I also like to welcome our friend, the Governor of Lagos. Mr. President, thank you very much, and God bless.
That was Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State unveiling the plan for prospective investors to take advantage of the liberal disposition to invest in the state. The governor had tried to convince his visitors, that is the prospective local and foreign investors, on the need
compelling investment pool that will attract both local and foreign
Mr. President,
investors.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it is at this juncture that we'll plead with those.
After Governor's address, we expect a good message from the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Ikechukwu Enedalama. Apart from that, the good messages will be delivered by Alhaji Aliko Dangote, Chairman of Dangote Group, followed by Alhaji Mustafa Ahmad Ado, Chairman of Amasco Oil, then Chief Eric Oyomefia, Chairman of Erisco Foods. These are the things that we expect to come before President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammad Buhari, declared the summit open. Lagos State Governor over there just arrived to the summit. Now, the minister was presented.
The chairman of the Northern Governors Forum and governor of Zamfara State, Alhaji Abdulaziz Yari, governors of Sokoto, Kano, Kebbi, and Lagos State, the governor, deputy governor of Katsina State, the governor of Kaduna State, AP represented, the speaker and the members of Katsina State House of Assembly, the chief judge of Katsina State, members of the Katsina State Executive Council, members of the Federal Executive Council, members of the National Assembly, our royal fathers, spiritual leaders, governor of Central Bank, captains of industries, CEOs of federal and state agencies, members of the diplomatic corps, investors, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Please permit me to read the goodwill message on behalf of our Minister, Dr. Okechukwu Enelama, at the opening ceremony of the Katsina State Economic and Investment Summit in Katsina. I am to deliver a goodwill address on this auspicious occasion of the Katsina State Economic and Investment Summit with the theme, Unlocking Investment Potentials for Sustainable Development. I sincerely commend the organizers of this event for coming up with this laudable initiative at a time when our country is faced with grave economic challenges. We all know that the price of oil, which accounts for 75% of government revenues and 90% of foreign exchange earnings, has gone down by about 70% since mid-2014. The negative impact of this on the nation's economy, ranging from government finances to investment flows to currency valuation, has been significant. Last year, our GDP growth dropped to under 3%, the lowest in 15 years, from an average of more than 6% in the decade between 2005 and 14. Our foreign exchange reserves are down to their lowest levels in more than a decade. With this myriad of challenges in the areas of poverty, food security, insurgency, and threat to security of life and property, unemployment, infrastructural decay, and unstable economy, the need to unlock Nigeria's potentials to address these challenges become imperative. At this critical point of our development process, it is our duty as government and people to place our economy on the path of sustainable growth and development so that we can participate effectively in the global economy. In this regard, the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari has started the difficult but rewarding task of breaking free from our traditional dependence on oil to the non-oil sector through diversification of the export base and domestic production. However, unlocking Nigeria's investment and economic potentials require the strategic collaboration of both the public and private sectors to achieve the desired accelerated development. Towards this end, our ministry has stepped up the policy thrust to focus on fundamental restructuring and diversification of the economy to ensure sustainable growth and creation of jobs in the country. The focus now is anchored on 4 pillars: creating an enabling environment for industry, trade, and investment, implementing the Nigeria Industrial Revolution Plan, championing the cause of Nigeria's MSE as a means of creating jobs and achieving inclusive growth, and attractive, proactive, long-term and local and foreign investment. To attract foreign investment, the federal government has taken a number of steps, which include removal of restrictions of foreign ownership of business in Nigeria, except in limited circumstances, introduction of legislations to prevent businesses from being nationalized or exported by the Nigerian government, and protection against investors being forced to surrender their interests in their businesses. Development of stronger public-private partnerships for roads, agriculture, power, and other key sectors of the economy. Ongoing review of laws affecting investment in the country with the insolvency, antitrust, and consumer protection bills are all in place to facilitate and protect investment. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to make progress in the diversification process, there should be concerted effort towards creating a conducive environment for the SME sector to thrive. This sector can absorb a majority of our teeming youths through gainful employment, thereby creating wealth and economic development. In view of current global economic realities, we must aggressively take steps towards building a competitive workforce that is well educated, grounded in strong scientific, technological, engineering, and entrepreneurial capability to promote industrial competitiveness, sustainable development, and the social well-being of our people. Mr. President, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to salute the government of Katsina State for this initiative. It is my belief that with the caliber of people gathered here today, the outcome of this event will perform much-needed strategies that will enhance capacity to develop a strong economy which can be used not only in Katsina State, but the country as a whole. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Of the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, that is the Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment there, delivered the minister's address. The minister was categorical on the need for states to key into the federal government investment policy so that at least they may have a way of augmenting their income as well as creating job among its citizens. Therefore, the minister called on prospective foreign and local investors to take advantage of Katsina State government's decision to invite them to invest in the state in area of agriculture and soil minerals development, as well as now Alhaji Aliko Dangote will deliver his goodwill message at this occasion.
Your Excellency, the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the host governor, Executive Governor of Katsina State, other excellencies that are here with us from Zamfara, Kebbi, Kano, Sokoto, Lagos, and Maradi. Our distinguished senators that are here with us, our traditional rulers, all other protocols duly observed. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to make these few remarks at this auspicious occasion. I would like to congratulate the government of Katsina State for this initiative to open up the states for investment, which I think is highly overdue. Like many other states in the northern part of Nigeria, Katsina State lags in the national average on various indices of human and economic development. More than 60% of the population is in severe poverty, and the state contributes less than 2% of Nigeria's GDP. I think the only way for Katsina to catch up is to concentrate on agriculture. It is very, very important. Your Excellency, as it is today, there are challenging times when you look at a lot of things or when you read, especially in Brazil. But despite their challenges, today Brazil has $350 billion in reserves, of which 80% of that money is contributed by agriculture. And I think it's a lifetime opportunity, which I think God has actually given to us by repositioning things where oil has gone down. But I think it's not a curse. It is for us to invest, to diversify the economy. We've been relying on oil, which I believe oil is very, very unreliable. When you look at it, despite the downturn of various economic activities today in the whole world, not only in Nigeria, the only things that have actually not gone down are agricultural products. Rice has not gone down in price, wheat has not gone down in price, sugar has not gone down in price. So we should make sure that we use this opportunity which God has given to us, arable land, the best land, because when you look at it, both us and Brazil, we have the same quality of land. And Brazil today, they are number one in sugar, number one in soybean, number one in poultry, number one in almost a lot of things. So I think we should copy that. Going by this, I think, like what attracts investment, As Adam Smith, the supposed father of capitalism, says, it is not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own interest. For this reason, the first fact we have to acknowledge is that investors do not normally need to be wooed. You don't have to invite anybody. If they see a conducive environment for investment, they will actually get crushed, even if they are not invited. So, create a conducive environment and watch investors beat a path to your doorstep. You actually don't need to go and beg anybody. You will be begged to be, to allow us to come in and invest. But there are 5 steps you must take to achieve this. One is to identify the sectors of the economy where the state has a comparative advantage, develop information and data which will enable investors evaluate opportunity in these sectors. Publish clear legal and regulatory terms and clear incentives to guarantee profitability for investors. Provide unencumbered land and reasonable supporting infrastructure, and let investors do the rest. As a matter of fact, a lot of investors now, they would rather even do the infrastructure themselves. Ensure all your officials buy into the vision of yourself. As a governor, you must make sure that everybody buys into the vision so that nothing will discourage investors more than uncooperative and hostile public official. A further piece of advice is to start with your local investors or those who are already here with you. If they are happy and making good, they will definitely invest more and the foreigners will queue in. I keep repeating, you don't need anybody to come and bring in foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment always follows local direct investment. And when you look at it, the opportunities that are given, what are these opportunities? Yes, it's true. The federal government have actually done great things where we have been given opportunities in the area of, energy. A lot of people say, well, yes, oil has collapsed, there are issues in Nigeria, and I keep saying that no, there are no issues in Nigeria. This is good for us because it will help us to rebalance the economy, and that's what we are doing at the moment. There are a lot of things which are in the pipeline, but unfortunately, maybe we are not getting the message across. One of the things that Your Excellency that we are doing today is that we are trying to take Nigeria to the next level. We are building the largest Lagos prison. I'm happy the Governor, His Excellency, is here, who has actually given us a lot of support. I think the Governor has visited our site maybe twice as much as myself. Your Excellency, we are building the largest single refinery in the world, which is 650,000 barrels per day. It will not only eliminate queues, it will make Nigeria to be the largest exporter of petroleum products by end of 2018. Your Excellency, we are also doing a petrochemical. Our petrochemical is 1.3 million tons, which is 10 times the LMA petrochemicals that was built by the federal government in 1988. Also, Your Excellency, to show that, yes, we are looking ahead of the future, we are building 2 subsea pipelines of 550 kilometers, of which will be dropped in Delta, one in Ogun State, Olokola, one in Lekki. This one will give us 3 billion cubic meters of, scope of gas. 3 billion, it is equivalent to LNG. And this can generate 12,000 megawatts of power. Not only that, it will generate 12,000 megawatts of power, Your Excellency. It will eliminate all these gas breakages of pipelines every single day, because it will be under the sea and it will be very difficult to tamper with. Your Excellency, Nigeria today imports 100% fertilizer. I can also assure you, Your Excellency, our fertilizer plant will be ready. It is 3 million metric tons. Nigeria will also be the largest exporter of fertilizer, apart from meeting the domestic needs. And also, Your Excellency, we have actually now decided to feed majority of African countries that are our neighbors with cement, and that's why, Your Excellency, graciously, you witnessed the signing of additional $2 billion loan to build additional 12 million tons of, cement. And this one, Excellency, I assure you, with cement alone, in the next 2 years, we'll be able to generate an export amount of $700 million on a yearly basis, apart from meeting domestic demand. So we have actually gone on, Your Excellency. These are all incentives that government has given to make sure that we, private sector, we partner with government. Government is not in business of investment, but they are in business of encouraging investors where jobs will be created. And in sugar and rice, we have rice 1 million tons, we have 1.5 million. But in all this, Your Excellency, we will create about 210,000 jobs between now and 2018 ending, of which 80% will come from agriculture. That's why I believe we should really pay attention to agriculture, and I'm happy, Your Excellency, you are also, pushing to see how things, be done. My time is off, but I can assure you, Your Excellency, there are greater things to come in Nigeria, but in the northern part of Nigeria, please, we have 3 areas that we have to look at: agriculture, agriculture, agriculture. Thank you, sir.
A very inspiring speech by a business tycoon, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. With this development, the quest for Nigeria to be among the world economic by 2020 is real. Definitely, with this kind of investment and promises, the sky will be limit for this country, Nigeria. And I hope Katsina State government will borrow a leaf from this particular presentation in order to create a conducive environment for prospective investors, both local and foreign. The next speaker is Alhaji Mustapha Mohammed Ado, Chairman, Chief Executive, Amasco Oil.
Assalamu alaikum. His Excellency the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Alhaji Muhammad Buhari, His Excellency the Governor of Katsina State, Right Honorable Alhaji Bello Masari, His Excellencies the Governors present here, Honorable Members of the House of the Assembly, Royal Highnesses, the Emir of Katsina and the Emir of Dora, other dignitaries, all protocols observed. Good morning, sirs. I deem it honor to me to make this goodwill message and express my sincere appreciation to Mr. President, the invited guests, the entire members of the communities, business partners, both within and outside the country. We have all gathered here today to celebrate and deliberate on the 2016 Economic Investment Summit taking place in the ancient city of Katsina. as we will welcome Mr. President, the beacon of hope, the savior of sinking ship, the restorer of peace and unity, the advocator of zero tolerance to corruption. We are happy to have you in our midst. We welcome each and everyone here whom traveled far and wide to attend this historic economic investment summit to our great and historic state in the area of trade, commerce, and education. The seat of the two great thrones, Daurama and Diko Dasnatis, we, the entire people of Katsina State, are proud to have you and set the ball rolling. To our dear investors and business partners, both within and outside the country, feel free to invest in the state, which is known in its absolute peace, good economic environment, availability of raw materials, and ready-made market for finished products or goods. Let me assure the investors of the already existing business link, going back to the memory lane when the present-day Katsina State was connecting business trade from Asia, North Africa, and Central Africa with southern part of West Africa. We therefore pray for a successful deliberation and implementation of whatever is the outcome in this summit. Conclusively, we wish Mr. President, all other invited guests, business communities, and business partners, both within and out of the country, a safe return to your abode from where you address merits of our national challenges in a way that the past does not transcend the future. God bless Mr. President, God bless Katsina State, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Kumefia is the chairman of Erisco Foods, a staunch supporter of Buy Made in Nigeria Good. And he whispered to me before we came in here that when he comes up here, he's going to leave all the protocols and go straight to what he can do for Katsina in less than 3 minutes. Put your hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Good morning, Mr. President, and everybody. Your Excellency, our President and our Excellencies, Governors, all protocol observers, our fathers, I salute you. Well, I had my speech to make because I was told that I have no time because of the schedule of His Excellency. But I just want to pick some point there that it's a pity that when we had money, we have no good president. Now we have good president, we have no money. But still, he still gives us hope. I want to believe, we believe in him. That's why I said, I've told my friend and senior right that others need oil block. I need tomato block. I don't need anything oil for easy money. As an experienced manufacturer, I believe that with agriculture in this country, we will get this country to where President Buhari wants it to be. And all of us will be happy. But my plea is this. The Excellencies, they are here plenty. Even my host Excellency, Governor Kimbode, Excellency, sir. The problem we have is that we Nigerians are not recognized in our own country as an investor. Give us support. This is our country, not that person's country. We are ready. Not only me. Nigerians are ready to support President Buhari to leave this country to where people will be surprised in the world through manufacturing. I have business in other countries. I know how other indigenous of the country are being treated. But here, you people think you can jump us. If you jump us, you cannot be from primary school to university. You must come back to do secondary school. That is normal. In the olden days, when there was no toilet in my area, somebody will always ask his brother, come and escort me to go and ease myself. The person must be going forward before you follow him. Here, no foreigner will lead us in our own country. Otherwise, you will now tell me one day that our ministers, our president will be a foreigner. We are equal to the task. We need the president to support us. We are the biggest tomato company in Africa, fourth largest in the whole world, tomato paste, and we are hitting around 450,000 metric tons in Nigeria. We are hitting 1 million metric tons. By the time our Sokoto, Katsina here, Jigawa projects are come on stream. We have genuine intention. We don't know why abundant gift God give us in this country. Agriculture. To see many industries swimming from here. It's simple. How can we allow our money to be taken outside? And yet, they cannot do the same thing for us over there. They bring goods that we cannot eat there. They cannot eat there, and they bring it here for us to eat. It's an abomination. Did they want to kill us because we're going to India to make treatment? So, I thank President. I thank everybody. Thank you. May God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Okay. Please a round of applause for him one more time. Thank you very much. And all these businessmen who brings in business.
That was goodwill messages from business tycoons that grace this occasion. The next is the speech by President of the Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, is expected to deliver his speech at this epoch-making event. Definitely, Katsina State is looking forward to both local and prospective and foreign investors, so that it will put itself on a sound economic footings. With this development, I'm sure all is set for Katsina to be a hub for investment, with greater emphasis on agriculture, which it has a comparative advantage on. Now, we are waiting for the speech of Mr. President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR.
Zero tolerance for corruption, and as a result of his anti-corruption stance, the mere mention of his name sends jitters to the spine of corrupt public officers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege at this juncture to invite the #1 citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the special guest of honor at this event, your president, my president, our president, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. A standing ovation with a loud applause for him as he declares this summit open. Your Excellency, Mr. President.
Please sit down. Your Excellency, the Governor of Katsina State, and our host, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, Your Excellencies, the Governors of Kano, Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, Lagos, and Maradi from Niger Republic, members of National Assembly, honorable ministers and members of the Federal Executive Council, Deputy Governor of Katsina State and Speaker, Katsina State House of Assembly, the Governor of Central Bank, and other top government functionaries here present, the emirs of Katsina and Daura, and other royal fathers, captains of industry, led by Alhaji Aleko Dangote, Pastor Tunde Bakare, and other religious leaders here present, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. For those who have forgotten, We stood election in the 4th attempts I made to arrive here. One of the attempts we did it with Sunday Bakare. When people said I'm a religious bigot, I decided to take a pastor so that I can shut their mouths up. So Tunde Bakare has decided to be with me all the time. I was not expecting him to be here, but yesterday I think he borrowed a plane from somewhere and he arrived here. It is good to be home. The Katsina State people and government wish to embark on a journey. It is a long, tough, but a highly rewarding journey. But there is an old African proverb which says, I quote, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together, unquote. I suspect this wise saying must have informed the Katsina State government decision in convening this summit. Obviously, Katsina State government and people are on a momentous journey. But this is one journey they must have realized they cannot undertake alone. That is why they invited the international business community to join them. It is a journey into a spectacular transformation through people and resource mobilization and optimization. There will be a steep learning curve to master, and initially at least the terrain will be exceedingly challenging. Despite initial doubts, I quote, can this happen? Unquote. The spectacle of international quoted companies, regulators, leaders of industries assembled here today should make your effort not only that much more rewarding, outcomes more promising, but the destination reach faster and easier. The road will be that much more inclusive and sustainable. His Excellency, the Katsina State Governor, has indicated in his speech that the overall objective of this summit is to stimulate local investment and attract foreign direct investment to the manufacturing sector, including agribusiness, solid minerals, power, hospitality industry, and other services. Creatively and purposefully applied, this should help to bridge gaps in capital, management skills, and technology where they are most severe, and support the competences of local companies and the workforce towards world standards. This would enable both local and foreign manufacturers and services companies alike to stand with the best in servicing local and global markets. Most important of all, this could lead to hundreds of thousands of our people getting employment. Employment is the quickest way to escape poverty. And we must to fill our people out of poverty. But for this laudable transformation to occur, every player must do his best, including the federal government, but in particular, the people and government of Katsina State. For global players, some of whom I am pleased to see represented here, to take the deep plunge, they must be offered attractive incentives. The Katsina State government appears to make I can't refuse the offer to investors through a liberal set of tax incentives, infrastructural support, faster and shorter government responses to business requests. These generous offers are the minimum required to attract the critical investor who is quoted in every country and region of the world. For states to attract and hold world-class and best among peers investors to their states, they would have to make compelling offers. I feel Katsina State has started well. At the presidential primary last year, I promised that, and I quote, I will bring all resources to end poverty through ending corruption, broadly shared economic growth, investing in our country, and creating jobs, unquote. I hold myself to these promises. It is in this context that today's summit takes on an additional significance. All progressive Congress government of my home state has strongly embraced this vision by assembling the world to be part of this summit. As I said, federal government alone cannot deliver on the high expectations of our people. Katsina state government and people have shown the way by assembling the brightest and best from the business world, the brightest and the best from the development partner community, the best and the brightest from MDAs and regulatory bodies. Katsina state is doing its part. And yet, economic progress must be tailored to environmentally safe and sustainable programs. We should also keep an eye on the rights of the future generation who are as entitled as we are to the heritage of Nigeria. In this regard, the federal government shall work with Katsina state government and people in rationalizing our actions to avoid overlaps or discontinuities or environmental damage. The federal government will partner with any state government that shows promising initiatives underpinned by workable strategies, such as demonstrated by the Katsina state government with today's kickoff. The private sector should be the engine of economic growth. It should be the largest investor in the economy. It should be the quickest, most efficient, and sustainable path to industrialization. By the same token, the state government should seek to work closely with the private sector, each bringing to the table its competences for successes to be achieved. I started with an old African proverb. Let me end with the Chinese philosopher Louis 604 to 531 BC proverb, and I quote, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step," unquote. The Katsina state government and her people have taken the first step. I look forward to the first 1,000 miles. Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, it is my pleasure to declare the Katsina State Economic and Investments open. Thank you very much.
President of the Republic of Nigeria and the Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, who is the son of the soil and is here in Katsina to lend credence to the ongoing effort by Katsina State government to diversify from depending on revenue generated from federation account to an investment class that probably the state government will now invite prospective foreign and local investors in order to come to Katsina to invest in areas of agriculture, soil minerals, and hospitality industry. The president lent credence to this crusade and in total support of what Katsina state government is doing. And he urged other state governments to key into thinking of Katsina state in order probably to place the nation on a sound economic footing. Now, the Deputy Governor of Katsina State, Alhaji Monuri Yakubu, is expected to address the occasion. That is, from all indications, he may be the last speaker at this event. Now the Deputy Governor is coming forward. Now, Governor Aminu Bello Masari is presenting President Muhammadu Buhari with an outstanding award over there. Paid it. Over to the event. Over Governor Aminu Bello Masari there.
The government of Katsina State, and on behalf of this, the organizing committee will give you this as a remembrance souvenir of this memorable and historical day for the people of Katsina State, of which you are one of them. Thank you, sir.
The next flag of appreciation will be presented to Alhaji Aliko Dangote.
Alhaji Aliko Dangote will not call you president because there's a president here. Here, you are chairman of Dangote Group of Companies. This is a remembrance emblem. On behalf of the people and the government of Katsina State, we know you. You are an investor in Katsina already. You are a Katsina man. So it's only for you to know that there was this day and there was this occasion and you are here. Thank you very much.
And last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, is going to Mr. Now, Eric Umefia, CEO, Erisco Bompe.
Before I hand over this memorable plaque to Chief Eric, I want to promise him that I have given him a land. This 90 days, which he said, I will give him the papers in 1 week, and we expect to see him in 90 days. This will make you to remember the promise you made to the people of Katsina State in front of the #1 citizen of Nigeria and #1 citizen of Katsina State, President Muhammadu Buhari.
Yeah, sure. It's going to happen because I'm Igbo from Arewa. I'm not Nyamari Onitsha.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Excellency. Ibrahim.
Your Excellencies, thank you very much. As we round up, let me recognize Jackie Hathiramani, the Group Managing Director, Dana Group of Companies, owners of Dana Steel, Dana Air, Dana Kia Motors, and Dana Plast. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me invite for the closing ceremony the Deputy Governor for his vote of thanks, and to remind His Excellency, Mr. President, that on your way out, just like you've seen the good people of Nigeria who are solidly behind you, there are a little exhibition that you would see just as you're passing away. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Katsina State, Alhaji Manir Yakubu, for the vote of thanks. Can we put our hands together for him?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, Your Excellency, the Governor of Katsina State, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, Your Excellencies, the Governors of Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, Lagos, and Kano, and of course that of Marathi, Senators and members of the House of Representatives, Speaker and members of the House of Assembly, ministers and the Governor of the Central Bank, the Chief Judge of the state, Emirs of Katsina and Daura, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, Assalamu alaikum. All praises and gratitude I do to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May the peace and the blessings of Allah be on his beloved Prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We praise Allah for making it possible for us to go through the events of this summit in peace and security. On behalf of the government and people of Katsina State, I wish to extend our special gratitude to Your Excellency, Mr. President, for sparing your time, despite your numerous and tight schedules, to be in our midst today to declare the summit open. With all sense of humility, I must state that your participation in this event has strengthened our resolve, built our confidence, raised our hopes, and I'm sure this is the same for our resource persons. Mr. President, we are most grateful for your honoring our invitation. May Allah grant you good health, more energy, purify your heart, and give you more wisdom to successfully steer the affairs of our nation. Amen. At this juncture, I wish to thank Your Excellency, the Governor of Katsina State, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, for your moral support and encouragement to the organizers of this summit, thus making an otherwise difficult assignment possible and less stressful. I also wish to thank members of the State Executive Council, State and National Assembly, ministers, and the governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria for identifying with our cause. This summit will amount to a mere jamboree if not for the willingness of the highly respected resource persons to impart their knowledge for the state's ultimate benefit. I most sincerely thank you all. The same goes to our royal fathers, the Emirs of Katsina and Daura, for their supportive roles to the success of this administration. We also appreciate the contributions of the corporate organizations, captains of industry, our sponsors, party men, women and youth, the ulamas, senior citizens of the state, the press, the social media vanguard, security operatives, our brothers from neighboring Nigeria Republic, and those around the globe. We are sincerely grateful for your unflinching support. Indeed, contributions to the success of this summit by all individuals, groups, and other entities, too numerous to mention, are quite acknowledged. To the participants, I wish you successful and fruitful sessions that will, at the end, help in transforming Katsina State into an investors' hub and industrial state. Finally, on behalf of the government and people of Katsina State, I wish, Mr. President, your entourage and other esteemed guests journey masses back to our respective destinations. Thank you, and God bless. Amen.
Well, with that, we come to the end of the opening ceremony for the Katsina State Economic and Investment.
We have come to the end of the opening ceremony of the Biden Katsina Economic and Investment Summit. On behalf of my colleagues in the outside broadcast, I am yours sincerely, Aminu Ishaq Abbas, saying bye for now.
event. We'll now hand you back to
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I wish you safe flights to the United Kingdom and to any other part of the world that you're going. I wish you continued good health. Please, the President will stop by on his way out and just inspect only 2 pavilions, and then before he takes leave of us from this summit. Thank you so very much, Mr. President. The rest of us, please be seated. Civil Defense Band, please hold on. Civil Defense Band, please. The rest of us will please remain seated. He's going to 2 exhibition stands before he leaves. And the rest of us please be seated as we'll...
Once again, we have come to the end of the opening ceremony of the Maiden Katsina Economic and Investment Summit. On behalf of my colleagues in the outside broadcast, I'm yours sincerely, Amin Ishaq Abba, saying bye for now.
And members of the committee, the Executive Governor of Katsina State,